Good day to all our avid followers. Welcome to another episode of VXI Conversations. Your host here, Jamie Fournier. In the previous episode, Angel and Novi helped us answer one of the most commonly asked questions about the BPO industry. Are fresh graduates really welcome to join and work for call centers? And in case you missed that episode, the answer is a big yes. Literally everyone, and most especially our aspiring fresh graduates, are very much welcome to establish a career in the BPO industry, specifically here in VXI. Today, we will touch on another common topic surrounding the industry, the so called work life balance. Going back to our previous episode on BPO misconceptions, one of the items mentioned there is that BPO employees always work long hours without any window for rest or recreation. Today, we will talk to two employees of VXI who will share with us their stories so that we can see for ourselves if there is indeed any work life balance in the industry. Let's welcome SME of VXI Panorama, Erick Dio, and Site Engagement Officer of VXI Makati, Samantha Kenney. Hi, Erick. Hi, Samantha.
Hi Jamie, hi
Hi,
Sam.
Jamie. Hi, Eric. Hi, Jamie. Thank you for having us here.
Thank Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so happy to see your smiles, and I'm so happy to have you both for this episode of VXI Conversations. We have a very interesting topic today. We're going to talk about work life balance. But before we dive into that, may I ask both of you to introduce yourselves? Tell us a little more about yourselves and also your experience in the BPO industry and VXI specifically. Starting off with Erick.
Hi, I'm Eric. So I've been working in the BPO industry for 12 years already, 4 wonderful years in VXIQC as an SME, specifically on sales reporting team.
12 years in the BPO industry and 4 years in VXI, and still with a big smile on your face. I'm so interested to know your answers to our questions surrounding work life balance. Thank you so much for sharing that about yourself. Erick, what about you, Sam? Tell us more about yourself and also your experience in the BPO industry and VXI.
Well, I'm the site engagement officer for VXI Makati site for almost 3 years now. This coming January 13, and I've been with VXI for almost 4 years. I started
Mhm.
as an agent and then promoted to SME and then a current and now to my current post. I'm a mother of three and also a business owner on the side.
An entrepreneur, a mother of three, and a great VXI employee, you are the right person to talk to, along with Erick, when it comes to work life balance. So, again, let's start this discussion. What does the term work life balance mean to you? Starting off with Erick. What's
Well,
your
for me,
definition?
yeah. So for me, basically, work-life balance is managing your time and your energy in and out of work. So it's like security, earning to support your responsibilities while doing what you love and interest most. Well, time management
Mhm.
plays a big role for that.
Time management, indeed. Let's talk about that more later on. What about you, Sam? What does work life balance mean to you?
Well, in between my work with VXI and being a parent of three kids and also running a household, all while also handling two businesses, I make
Mm.
sure to respect my own personal time to recharge and refresh. And I also spend time with my kids and do activities with them and make sure that there's a discipline and schedule, and of course
Mhm.
knowing when to start work and when to stop work, so you still have your own personal time for yourself.
Such great tips, guys. So, time management is key. Knowing when to start, knowing when to stop, refreshing yourselves as well, and giving yourselves time for those things that feed your soul. And speaking of that, what are the hobbies and personal interests that enable you to achieve work life balance? Erick?
Well, I love that question. I always have my post work checklist that I do daily. So it only starts when my work hour is done, and it involves mainly working out, cooking, and even checking on my plants too. being the plantito that I am.
Oh, I wish I
So
could see your plants, Eric.
I have
I
one
love
here.
plants as well. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
show us.
here it
Is it
is.
right there?
Yeah, I have one
Oh.
here. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
so
I see it behind you.
so well, to achieve it, I make sure to cross all those lists on before ending my day, which is actually a
Mhm.
satisfying feeling.
And I think it ties back to what Sam actually said earlier, which is knowing when to start and knowing when to stop. So, Eric, when you're done with your workday, you then move on to your list of to dos that make you happy. And part of that is cooking, working out, and checking out your plants, being the plantito that you are. Now, maybe we can talk about all those hobbies later on in another episode as well, because those are really interesting. But what about you, Samantha? What are the hobbies and personal interests that you have that enable you to achieve work life balance as a mom of three, as a businesswoman of two companies, and a site engagement officer? What are the hobbies that are for you?
Well, right now I do enjoy baking with my
Mm,
kids. That's the main bond that we have. And I also turned my passion into cosmetics into a business. So that's
mm-hmm,
also a part of my hobby now. It's not work because I'm enjoying it. So
mm-hmm.
those are the current ones that I'm currently busy with right now, besides being a VXI site engagement officer.
And that's why your makeup is on point. That's your business as well. I love what you said, where you said you find something that you love and it doesn't feel like work at all. And when you find something that you love doing, you will always be able to squeeze it in within your busy day, like you do. As a mom of three, as a VXI employee, you still manage to bake and still manage to fulfill your to dos for your businesses, like for makeup. And you even include your kids in the process by asking for their help as well. And it becomes a bonding session with them as well. And speaking of, say hi to your kid behind you, Sam. I told you you are the perfect person to talk to when it comes to work life balance. And now that we're discussing work life balance, I'm interested to know if there was a difference pre-pandemic and now that we're in the midst of a pandemic. What does your own work life balance, what did it look like before the pandemic, and what does it look like now in the midst of COVID-19? Eric?
Well, before pandemic, it was not as organized as today since I was way busier with my life back then.
Mm.
So
Mm-mm.
before weekly catch up with friends, I attend dance classes, celebrations left and right, and I still get to travel. So
Mm.
funnily, yeah, it's like I've gained this fear of missing out, which I think is not so
Mm.
good for me. But of course, right now, I just made sure that I still take care of myself, which is the main priority.
I love that. And I love that even in the midst of the pandemic, you still were able to uh, evolve into a system that still manages to help you take care of yourself. And now you still do things that you love and you found hobbies and interests that feed your soul still. Now, it's despite of the fear of missing out. I think we're all going through fear of missing out right now in the midst of the pandemic. But there are also silver linings, and there are also things that this has given us. I believe in part of which is having more time with our loved ones. But anyway, back to you, Sam. What did work life balance before the pandemic look like for you, and now that we're in the midst of a pandemic?
Well, working back in the days where there's no pandemic, um, I think the difference is the time with family, because
Mm-hmm.
the only time that I'd be able to like spend time with my kids would be dinner time, because
Mm-hmm.
that's the time that we are all together. Because in the daytime, I'm refreshing myself from work of graveyard shift. My kids are all day in school, so the only time really would be in the dinner and the weekends. And
Mm-hmm.
right now in the on the pandemic times, well, people are working from home. I get to be able to be there for them for
Mm-hmm.
school, because they're all having their school at home, and I assist them with schoolwork and everything. I get to spend time with them. There's more time for family, and also at
Mm-hmm.
night I get to work in the comfort of my own home, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the, I think, the good things that this pandemic has brought me. But I'm not saying that pandemic is a good thing, but I'm saying is time with family is a very important thing right now.
Yeah, I echo what you just said, Sam. Glass half empty, glass half full. And if we take a look at what I guess this current situation has given us, it's not good, but it's reminded us of how valuable time with family is. And we're able to do that. And now it all boils down to us managing that time and knowing the line between having time with your family and work as well, and being able to juggle both. And I can see that you are able to do that, Sam. Thank you for sharing your answer. Now, you both have shared your tips and advice on how to have work life balance for both of you. But how does VXI help employees like you achieve a sense of work life balance? Let's start off with you, Sam.
Um, Work life balance with VXI, I definitely will mention the fact that the leaders are the main key to achieving the work life balance, because they respect time and schedule. um,
Mm-hmm.
they respect that they know the boundaries on when this person needs to have her own time. They don't message you on a weekend to, hey, finish this stuff. They don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And also the discipline that I was instilled when I was still an agent, and having all those trainings and coaching, the discipline in finishing all the tasks and the time and schedule that is supposed
Mm-hmm.
to be done, that, that was honed in with VXI, because they deliberately give you all the learning skills you need to know so you can achieve the work and life balance. So everything was just, it just worked because there's respect,
Mm-hmm.
first respect from the leadership, and of course
Mm-hmm.
teaching us, giving us the skills and knowledge on how to manage our own schedule. So that's really a great help from VXI.
Yeah, such a great equation, teaching you the skills to manage all your tasks and responsibilities from the very beginning and respecting you as an individual and your time as well. Thank you, Sam. What about you, Eric? How does VXI help employees like you who love dancing, who love working out, who have many personal interests as well, achieve a sense of work life balance?
Well, for that, we are fortunate enough that VXI supports and they do listen. My boss know
Mm-hmm.
me even on a personal level, and they made
Mm-hmm.
sure that we are still getting to do the things that we love. So, best sample for that on my case is that I do dance, as I have mentioned a while ago. So, for that, if I may share, I'm
Oh,
part of the
please.
yeah, so I'm part of the Panorama 2 Superstars, which is group of employees who shares the same passion, which is actually
Mm-hmm.
dancing. And I'm proud to say that we have won championship in Perks dance battle for 2 consecutive years. Way back,
Wow.
yeah. So that was 2018 and 2019. So in
I pro-
short,
Mhm.
yeah,
Go
yeah, go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm so excited to hear about that. But in short, Eric.
Yeah, in short, VXI already provided it to us. So you can get to work, you can get to do what you love, and I really miss competing and of course dancing.
Oh, well, Eric, I got so excited when you were sharing that because I probably have seen you dance in that competition because I've hosted for that competition in the past. Not sure if it was 2018 and 19, but yes, I witnessed how there were so many groups of talented dancers in VXI. And I had to say it in my spiels during that event. It's like, am I really hosting for VXI or is this a dance company? And that goes to show that VXI truly cares about their employees and their interests and hobbies because they give venues for them to still do it, even while they're doing a great job at their roles. And pursuing a career. They're still able to dance like you, Eric, and they're still able to pursue their hobbies and interests. So one day soon, Eric, I hope to see you dance live once again on stage for VXI. And who knows, you might be a champion. Your group might be a champion again for the third time. Let's see. Thank you so much, Eric and Sam,
Thank
for
you.
sharing your stories with us. Because I believe your stories of work life balance, they're so important. The need for work life balance applies not just to the BPO employees and industry out there, but to workers from all walks of life as well. In order for us to achieve our goals, we all have to work. But life does not have to solely revolve around just work. We should find ways to achieve that equilibrium because when we are well rested, when we are happy, and when our souls are happy as well and satisfied with our personal lives, that translates to our work lives as well. Once again, a big thank you to Eric, a big thank you to Samantha for taking the time to be with us today, for sharing your very uplifting and inspiring stories. And we hope to hear from you again on future episodes. Before we wrap up our episode for today, Eric and Sam, would you like to share a parting message for all our listeners and viewers out there? Let's start off with Eric.
Oh, well, my message is just make sure that you are working to live and not living to work. So find a company that keeps you financially secured and keeping you doing what you love.
I love that. It's a great reminder. Make sure that you are working to live, not living to work. Thank you for sharing that, Eric. And what about you, Samantha? What's your parting message for all the viewers and listeners out there?
Well, first of all, I just want to mention that I'm proud to mention that the BPO industry has thrived even through unprecedented times and has proven that we are not the stereotype that people has conceived us to be. And for the folks aspiring to work with BPO company, I highly advise to choose a company that will respect and support you, and to have a give and take relationship. VXI
Hmm.
has proven that time and time again, and that's the reason why I have chosen VXI.
I love that. I see that you're both so happy with your careers. And I see that VXI truly allows you to still pursue your hobbies, interests outside of work. So thank you for sharing your stories. And know that in VXI, work life balance is lived, it is something that is supported, and it is something that coaches, management team, and leaders out there truly believe in, as well as Eric and as Sam have shared during this episode. Now, to all our followers, if you want to enjoy that work life balance VXI is known for and known to offer, all you have to do is apply now. You can check out our career vacancies on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok at VXIPH. You see it on the screen as well. Easy to remember, VXIPH. You can also go ahead and send in your resume at careersph at VXI.com. Candidates with or without BPO experience are very much welcome to try out as long as you are a graduate of at least high school old curriculum or senior high school with good English communication skills. We've reached the end of the episode, but we still have a number of BPO topics to discuss. So stay tuned and see you on the next VXI Conversations. This is Jamie signing off. Take care and stay safe, everyone.